They're not going to be fighting each other. Like two kids at a schoolyard.
Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
Yeah,
get
he's
stuff.
strong.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, he called you daddy earlier.
I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay?
The daddy thing, I didn't call him daddy. Not that I was calling President Trump daddy.
They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids at a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes, then it's easier to stop them.
And then daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have
get
to use
stuff.
strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No? He did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that, but do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own?
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning, and I think they'll be able to, and I think they're going to remember this day. And this was a big day for NATO. You know, this was a very big day. They took it. One of the gentlemen said, you know what? We've been trying to raise money raise the rate for 30 years, he said, 20 years, from almost the beginning. And he's been there for a long time. He said, until you came along, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day.
The daddy thing, I didn't call him daddy. What I said is that sometimes in Europe, I hear sometimes countries saying, hey Mark, will the US stay with us? And I said, that sounds a little bit like a small child asking his daddy, hey, are you still staying with the family? So in that sense, I use daddy, not that I was calling President Trump daddy.
Okay, so does this mean that in a sense the Europeans are growing up now? They will be less the children and the US less the daddy?
They already had grown up, but I think they realized because of Russia, because of this US demand, which is only fair to equalize the spending, that this had to be done and that today had to happen. And it creates a NATO which is so much stronger and more knitted together, the fabric of that organization so much stronger in the future.